Well, welcome to the Despite Your Direction podcast. Um, a name we have just literally stumbled on in the last 5 minutes, but I think we are in agreement. I'm joined by my good long-term friend, Michael. Hello.
I'm a professional, semi-professional comedian.
Okay, well, emphasis on the semi.
I love how you ummed and ahed through the intro, but we're here for the
Yeah,
Despite Your Direction podcast.
that's
Totally
it.
planned and
Already told
totally
you.
has a single direction. That's why we're here.
Okay, yeah, definitely not a really niche Simpsons reference.
No, don't worry about it.
No, not at all. We were debating how to introduce each other, as in like how much information to give away, or uh, but yeah, I guess we are university graduates of some
Yep.
description.
Recent university graduates, may I add. That's why I'm still unemployed, mum.
Yeah.
I'm not unemployed. I have a full-time job, but
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't.
semi-professional comedian is a full-time job, isn't it?
Um.
Wake up, vomit in your own mess, go out, write some jokes.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to save you there. So it is certainly better than a part-time retail worker, which is definitely not what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a subject for this first podcast. I hope you've researched, Michael. Hope you've got my brief that I sent you via
I
email.
did indeed. I read it thoroughly last night, and also, listen, viewers, trying to record a podcast in 2020, you think would be easy, but we've been having some real troubles. But this is the third attempt, I think, to get this podcast off the ground. So I read the brief a while ago, but now I'm back at it, and I'm ready to go, and I'm full of energy, and I'm ready, and oh,
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. I
yeah.
mean, to be honest, I don't even know. I mean, third attempt is generous. Like technical difficulties is an understatement.
Let's say third attempt.
Okay, fine. Third makes us
This
sound
is
somewhat competent at least.
we're a semi-professional podcast.
Semi-professional, everything. Yeah.
Emphasis on semi.
Incidentally, that's probably the difficulty you play FIFA on. Is
Oh
semi-professional.
wow, he's already gone for the FIFA joke.
Zing.
Wouldn't
Oh,
fly in my comedy club.
no, your non-existent comedy club.
My shed is a comedy club.
Oh.
Right, so should we get on to the topic, Kieran?
Yeah, that were very well researched topic.
Yeah.
Okay, nice and simple. Has YouTube peaked? Is the general
Oh,
jumping off point. Do
so
you think it has?
so initially, I think that with the that small little crisis that's going on around the world right now, what's it called? The COVID crisis. With that going around the world, I think YouTube's probably more popular than ever, and thank God I have it. I find myself every day probably watching about 2 or 3 hours of it.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing. At the moment, it's never been more popular. Like if you're a YouTuber right now, I mean,
You'd be
national
counting
or
your
global
millions. I
crisis.
honestly
Nothing.
think that being a YouTuber is probably the most secure job that you could have right now.
Yeah, which is funny, right? Because they always complain about it not being secure
Yeah.
at all.
Hence why we're trying to jump on it. No,
I,
okay.
I make I make 10p a month on my other channel, so
What's your real?
no, I don't. I never even monetized it.
Oh, you fool. Imagine the views you could be, imagine the pennies you could be making now.
Them pennies, my God. I mean, I think
Oh,
actually I looked it up, right, because I made this channel, God, at least a good like 6 or so years ago, and I looked up how much, like how to monetize it basically, and I think you had to have like at least 1,000 subscribers for YouTube to kind of consider putting like ads on your video.
mm.
Um, and that was the dream, but I think I got to about 123, and yeah, it's not even worth plugging
Look,
really.
a tenth is always better than nothing.
It's okay, it's okay, but I don't know, man. I tried to play Minecraft videos. I mean, what can I say?
I mean, I know pretty good. I mean, it's up to pick out a point if you want to jump on that and help Kieran get over to 1,000 subscribers. I mean, it's been a dead channel for nearly 5 years, but you can't complain.
I suppose, yeah. If you rub a dead podcast with a dead channel, what do you get?
I don't know. The double dead idea, maybe?
Oh God, yeah. Well,
But
I'm
anyway, guys,
glad you plugged it.
huh?
I'm glad you plugged my channel. I would
Oh,
too.
always.
I'm too
I'm the
shameless.
plug.
I'm not
I'm the
shameless enough.
plug. I'm the plugger king.
Right.
I'll
There's a
be
joke.
plugging my social medias at the end. So
Great. I look forward to that one. Yeah. So, but yeah, in terms of has YouTube peaked, I guess using my
yeah,
channel
sorry,
to
we
talk
went off
about
on a
it, it's
tangent there.
good. That's what it's all about. Long form content is all about the tangents.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my YouTube channel definitely peaked probably about 5 years ago.
I mean, my YouTube channel probably peaked
Oh my
before
God.
I'd even started it. If I'm honest, it would probably be more successful if it didn't exist than
Now, if
if
you want
I,
real
you
comedy,
know,
go on that channel.
that was a yeah. I mean, those videos are all gone now probably, but they were comedy, and you know,
Yeah. But I think talking about our own channels kind of segues me nicely into kind of when I was thinking about this subject,
hmm,
I kind of broke it into the kind of the personal and the more kind of objective side of YouTube. So
okay,
um in terms of like personal would be your kind of relationship with YouTube, and so possibly kind of people that you subscribe to, your own kind of subcultures within YouTube, that kind of has its own way that you view it. And then the more objective side, which is like your general kind of like statistics, like how many channels are now over 1 million on YouTube, and I've got
yeah,
some interesting kind of figures on that, and like just generally how much is kind of growing and how much money is in the company and that kind of thing. So when you're answering the question, has it peaked? Obviously, you're going to kind of consider your own personal way that you use YouTube, and then the overall company as a whole if it's peaked. And I think those are possibly could lead to different answers really, and obviously like there's not going to be one singular answer to this, hence why I kind of chose it for a podcast subject, because you know there's lots to unpick, I suppose. But
So
yeah, I
what do you
think
want to unpick? But what do you want to unpick first? Is my question.
um they're both kind of interesting and there's a lot of crossover. I'm curious to kind of go down the more personal route and how we both kind of use YouTube, because I think that would be also a good way of kind of also like
Yeah.
kind of introducing us as
So
people.
what are your let's say what's your top three channels that you're subscribed to right now?
um Like top 3 as in my like the top 3 ones that I use the most?
Yeah.
ASMR.
I
I mean,
saw one the other day. It was like a tortoise eating some fruit. I was like, who's listening to this? Other tortoises? Nah.
other tortoises, they listen to those weird tortoise sex videos, mate.
Oh
You heard,
God,
like, the
no.
noise they make when they,
I do. I actually own some tortoises. So I've heard it in real life.
You
It's
do?
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean,
Terrible.
did you have a male and a female tortoise then? I didn't know that.
I do, yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with if it was 2 males or, but,
Sounds like
oh,
you're implying it.
um, just what your tortoises do is up to you.
Uh,
That is yeah, but they
okay,
make
so
beautiful noise.
ASMR isn't really what you're subscribed to. What are you actually subscribed to?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man, I am.
Oh,
It helps me sleep. But
well, what ASMR are you listening to?
just admitted
This
to that
something. This should be its own
on
topic. If
the
I'm
podcast.
honest,
Yeah, I mean,
this
this
should
is
be
a
its
fair
own
point.
topic. I want to know what are you listening to. Is it something like
Um,
this? Hold on.
I'll go on. Yeah. What is that? Hello?
I just found a recorder, so I started playing it.
Oh, is that a recorder?
Yeah.
Just, I honestly, I wasn't sure if that was your laptop like breaking or something.
No, it was my recorder. Well, I'm glad to know that it sounded good.
No, it didn't. It
Unlike a
sounded
laptop breaking.
just you wait to hear this back. It didn't sound nice.
I can't
No,
wait.
I don't listen to recorder ASMR. I mean, there would be that's I mean, an ASMR is niche, but that's very niche. Oh,
A
another
badly
one.
played recorder. Who's listening to that?
Dude, if you can think of it, someone is listening to it.
Someone's ASMR'd it. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I like ASMR as like because sometimes I struggle to sleep, and it's a nice kind of background thing.
Yeah,
For
but
me,
what are you listening to? That's what the viewers are wondering.
God, I don't know, just like people like tapping on shit and like doing like funky hand
Tapping.
movements and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know, it's relaxing.
Tapper, tapper, tapper.
Like that's all.
Tapping and shit. That's just so full of shit. I know what you're really listening to.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
I'm glad you do, but yeah, as I said, and actually funny because before that, I would put on like a random YouTube video and put like say my iPad on my phone on the lowest volume setting, and just have that on in the background because I never used to like to sleep in complete silence.
Okay.
So it's just background really for me. Like I don't like complete silence, and I'm pretty
I
sure there are
mean,
other people who are like that
yeah,
who don't.
you need something to drown out the noise of the ghosts.
The ghosts, yeah, my
Mm.
own ghosts
Yeah.
screaming in my head. You just
Oh
you
no, 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 no. We didn't need to take that dark. Come on now. This is an upbeat podcast for people to forget about their lives.
Sorry, I struggle sometimes.
Oh God. Apologise. Here we
With
go.
finding the right ASMR video.
Helps you escape the silence.
See, now you're doing it. Yeah, so I genuinely do actually listen to it. Okay, but none of the weird stuff. I found an ASMR video of
What do you
someone
think,
like
viewers? Take a poll at the end. Do you think Kieran listens to weird
it's
stuff?
a
I
very
think he does.
it's a growing genre, all right. It was in YouTube Rewind, which is something I want to talk about later. But ASMR
Wow.
artists were in YouTube Rewind, so it's getting recognized in the mainstream. But yeah, I mean, there's some weird stuff. Like I saw there was some guy eating spaghetti and meatballs and like really sensitive mics and
Oh
hearing like
God.
eating noises.
Oh God.
Which I do not like that. That is for sure. As I say, this like kind
The
of just
eating stuff always creeps me out. I'm like, why? Like, if you want to listen to somebody eat, just
yeah,
I'm
just
not sure what you're getting out of it. Like, it would
sit
just
and
make
pull
me
into like
hungry.
McDonald's or something. Yeah,
Uh,
although social
so
distancing, I'll do that now. Yeah. So gaming channels, right? They're pretty much both of our top
yeah, absolutely.
topics we subscribe to, right? Yeah,
Oh,
it pretty much. I'm pretty much that got me into YouTube. I mean, I watched like a couple like I don't know, like do you remember like Equals Free back in the day?
yeah, vaguely. Yeah,
Equals
yeah.
Free. He's Ray William Johnson obviously hosted it, and like Niga Higa as well. Like he done
Sure.
like loads of I don't know if you remember him. Done like loads of old videos like how to be gangster and like although they were very bad, like low quality,
Yeah.
but that was like
I
kind
mean,
of
for
old.
those standards, those days, back those days.
They were like the first kind of personalities, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but
I used
besides that, it was
to.
gaming that
I
got me
was.
into it.
I was kind of like machinima and those kind of things,
Oh, fuck
and
yeah, Machinima, of course.
um. But then, like, there was some just over time. I remember being in sixth form when I really first like got into YouTube, and I had a friend like recommend me a video of a gaming guy, and I was like, I didn't realize this was a thing, and I still watch that guy to this day, and it's like it's a
Mm.
weird one.
Yeah, there are
It's
ones
also
that
nice because
help.
I joined that channel when it had 300,000 subscribers, and now it's like 26 million.
Yeah,
So
that's always a little claim to fame. I
yeah,
like when you subscribe like to a
early
channel,
on.
and then it grows.
Mm,
And it's nice as well because usually you subscribe to channels you think their content's good and whatever, and then see them get that recognition is nice, especially when you follow them from a small channel. Yeah, I was sub to PewDiePie before he hit 100K. I think he's on about 90K subscribers now.
for real?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and now he's
Shit.
like the biggest, obviously, well, second biggest technically.
Wait,
Uh,
who? Sorry. No, I'm
PewDiePie.
kidding.
What? No, it's T series.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Nice.
I subscribe to them. I used to love
But
their content.
I think about those kind of like double digit numbers for the million count for people like PewDiePie and things like that. Like, I only feel like they really only got to those points like only a couple of years ago. I think before they were like steadily on like 8 or 9 million, and now it's just shot up. So
Well,
that's
because PewDiePie got his because you get you get like the silver plate, the
yeah.
gold play button, and he got a diamond play button, which I think was for 10 million subscribers, and I can't remember when he got that. To be fair, I'm tempted to actually look it up now.
Go for it. I'll provide the viewers with some interesting thing. Hold on.
Oh, great, thanks. PewDiePie. When did he get it? I'm trying to find one that was uploaded. The Diamond Play Button Part 1, 3 years ago? It's probably about
Wow.
3 years ago.
See, that's not that much. If you think he's now to 75 or something like that, isn't he?
Oh, no, no,
No.
he's, what's this? I think he got to, 100 million.
Oh, is he?
He's at
Wow.
104, yeah. Because he was,
Bloody
I
hell.
don't know, yeah, well, because it's him and T-Series that are over 100 million now. But I really don't trust T-Series. I think they're using bots. I don't know. Probably.
Do you reckon that we we could ask PewDiePie if we could borrow like 500,000 of his subscribers? I mean, he's not going to mind, is he?
How about we just take the dead weight off him, like all
Yeah,
like
we should
the
like all
inactive
the
accounts?
needy ones, the ones that like hate on his videos but still sub to him, or be like, we'll take him off your hands.
Would you like just like 500,000 people, like haters, quotes, or like
I'd
500
love it.
true fans? What would you
I'd
rather?
love it. I'd love
Right,
500 haters. I mean,
500,000.
well, it's difficult to know. I mean, like, what? Let's ask Chris Martin and see what he thinks.
Chris Martin.
You know, he gets a lot of hate. Anyway, nice joke. Anyway,
Do you know? Do you know
uh,
why I? Do you know why I struggle with that one for a second? Is because Chris Martin is two people to me. Um, he's the ex-Norwich City striker, and he's also this
oh
big
no.
Coldplay singer. So
As you can tell, Kieran is a massive Norwich City fan.
yeah, exactly. I'm wearing a yellow
Uh,
top right now. I'm wearing mustard yellow.
wow, that's an
If
attractive
you,
look on you. Jeez, nice.
it's not.
Um,
I wear this top because it looks ugly and it makes me laugh.
that's body confidence. If you're wondering. Where were we at? Sorry, we went off on a tangent again.
Oh, damn! Another tangent.
We were on PewDiePie subscribe 500,000 haters or 500,000. Nah, you'd want the lovers, wouldn't you? But
Oh,
then,
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I
see, I
said 500,000,
reckon,
500, but yeah, whatever. What?
I reckon if you got 500,000 subscribers, how quickly would it go to your head?
Um, depends on the person, doesn't it? Really, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think fame changes everyone, no matter what your personality is. It's just
Do
how
you
it
reckon?
changes.
I reckon it changes you in two. Like, there's only two ways. Either you become an arrogant bastard, or you become terrified of everything.
Yeah.
There's
Well, I
no
think
real in between, is there?
yeah, I guess you look at you using PewDiePie as an example again. Is that like I don't think it really gave him too much of an ego. Like you look, I think or the fame for him stressed him out because I think he felt it as a responsibility to like keep providing like daily entertainment for his fans, and you can see that in some of his videos where he's had to like take a break and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, I think yeah, as you say, you could just become an arrogant bastard,
Is
or
he
yeah,
strictly gaming, or does he do other stuff now?
he's hasn't actually. He went through a phase of like barely doing any gaming, like he was doing all these other kind of bits. And then
Oh,
he like
okay.
started playing Minecraft, and you're not sure you remember that not too long ago.
Yeah, and then that's what killed
That
Fortnite.
did it. God, Fortnite
I think
deserves to
that's
die.
what I mean. If you look at if you look at the point where he started playing and the drop in viewership for streaming and things on Fortnite for Minecraft, it was definitely that's what killed it, 100%.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't really enjoy Fortnite, so I don't really follow that community, and I don't really watch any streamers or anything like that. So I'm kind of out of the loop on that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I love streamers. I mean, I don't. But the thing is, I'm not like a person who watches streamers while they're live. I'll watch the highlights, and if they're on, I'll watch them for like 10, 15 minutes, and then I'll be like, yeah, I've seen enough.
Mm. Yeah, but the thing is as well. I think is that a lot of streaming like happens in different time zones, and
Yeah,
obviously being from
but I mean,
LA, which we're from,
well, I'm in LA right now.
yeah, you're in
I
you're
got
in
stuck.
LA.
I got stuck here in the lockdown. And it's a what, like UK time? It's what, like 4 p.m.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
well, bang on. That was good. You converted that straight away.
well, and here in LA, it's like 8 in the morning. So I got up really early for this. Hence why my jokes are terrible.
It's
Um,
funny because I just googled it. It said it's 7 in the morning right now.
no, it's 8 a.m. Look it up.
Oh. Good, I didn't even look
I'm
it up.
looking at my clock. It says 8 a.m.
Okay, fine, fine. I
Unless the
believe you.
clocks have gone back. I don't know.
You wanna like
Yeah,
just
no,
like
it's
splash the pool next to you so we can get a sense of where you are?
huh?
Just like give the pool a little splash. So
Wait, hold on. Well, the pool's not inside, mate. I'm in the. Hold on, I'm
recording
staring.
studio.
Hold on. I'm just heading to the pool now.
Okay.
Hold
Mm,
on. Wait, can you hear this? Okay, I'm by the pool now. I'm outside now.
right, go on.
Oh, can you hear this?
No.
Can you hear it? I'm close to the pool now.
Oh, well, I had a tiny bit of something.
There it is. That's the hot tub.
All right, get off the toilet. Come on. Let's
Oh,
be
I'm just walking.
professional.
I'm just walking away from the pool now. I'll come back inside.
I really like visual things on a audio based media.
Wait, hold on. Let me just close the door.
That's
Nice.
it.
All right,
Slide
I'll,
that patio door shut and
I'll
into your
select that. Yeah, damn it.
recording studio.
Oh, like
Perfect.
just so you know that I'm back at home.
Yeah. Oh, that's our cue.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Perfect.
sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
So
Well,
I wanna bring us back to this um question of has YouTube peaked, and the personal kind of response to that. And obviously that's going to be as to how we use it, as you kind of expressed. We both use a lot of kind of gaming channels and that kind of
Mm,
thing, so we
mm.
kind of subscribe to certain kind of YouTubers and stuff. Because if we were subscribed to, say, like, I don't know, like beauty channels or something, then, or like vloggers, then our
Did I
idea,
tell you my cousin's a beauty YouTuber?
I think I did know this.
Yeah, she's got like 275,000 subscribers, something like that.
Well, we'll send this to her and get a shout out then. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah, just crossing those genres. But if we were to subscribe to those kind of channels, then I guess our idea of where YouTube is and where it's going and that kind of thing is going to be different. If we're like, I don't know if you know about this, but like a lot of kind of animators on YouTube, if we watched a lot of those, then we would have certainly a very kind of pessimistic idea of YouTube, because animators got screwed over by YouTube a few years ago. Like for some reason, based on the algorithms, they stopped getting a lot of traffic, and their channels just didn't necessarily die, but they lost a lot of views.
That's
So
interesting.
really, it depends like what area of YouTube you're in, because the site is so
Mm,
sparse that there's all these different
yeah.
microcosms popping up, and some of them are really thriving and growing. Like I talk about the ASMR community, and although I joke, it is a very, very prospering, growing community right now. Like I remember when I kind of first discovered it, and and yeah, there really wasn't like as many kind of views and that kind of thing. And now there's suddenly big channels popping out of nowhere. I remember when there wasn't a single ASMR channel that had over 1 million subscribers. I remember then a few kind of got to that mark and stuff. And like, so they're kind of hitting these milestones and growing. So there's all these different kind of communities within YouTube. It's kind of interesting. Some are really growing and progressing, and others not so much.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
like that's sad to know that there's those people that have put in the grind and the effort, and that like their viewership goes away because of a weird algorithm. I
yeah,
mean,
it's that lack of control.
I remember hearing YouTubers to complain about how like when their videos got up, they would like YouTube would only notify you some of the time unless you ring the bell, and
Yeah, yeah, they were a
but
lot of YouTubers who encourage people to
yeah, so they
I
lost
mean,
like
that's
thousands of views.
educational.
And I also think that there's a massive trend in YouTube that people watch videos but don't necessarily subscribe to them. Like I think something like 20% of viewership on major channels, some major channels I've seen have, like 20% of them are those views are subscribers, and the rest are just people who've clicked on it.
Yeah, that's it. It's interesting actually how like the online traffic, like where it comes from. Like a lot of people, like a lot of the bigger channels rely on getting on like the kind of trending pages and the
Mm.
recommendations and that kind of thing. And they get a
You think
lot of
of
their traffic from them.
you think of the highest watched video on YouTube right now, which is probably still Gangnam Style, right?
Um,
Who knows?
Probably it was.
It's up there.
I can tell it was the first video to hit 1 billion views. There's since
So
been other videos to get 1 billion, but I know also people continuously watch Gangnam Style to keep upping the views. Like there's like
yeah,
if you
yeah,
go on there,
yeah,
if you go on there and look at the comments, people just be just checking in
spamming
and
it.
that kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
but like, but like with stuff like that, like imagine how many people like the viewership count in comparison to the sub count there.
Well, yeah,
Like that's insane. And I wonder if
that's
they
my
get
view of a good channel is if they have more views than subscribers.
yeah, oh, 100%. Because if they have more views than subscribers, it's most likely that the person's been it's the guy who's made the videos that's watched it over and over and over again.
I certainly never done that on my old channel, just spamming the F5 button.
Oh no.
There were a couple I bumped up just to like, I wanted to get over 100 views on one that, and so I just kind of kept hitting F5.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Who needs bots when you just got lots of time on your hands?
Who needs bots when you can press Control F like a thought? There you go.
I'm not a bot. How dare you?
Well, a yellow mustard T-shirt begs to differ.
No, it's beautiful. We should have, if we had video on, oof, you would love to see it.
Why don't you put that picture of you wearing the yellow thing as the thumbnail for this video?
Well, we'll just put like a yellow t-shirt, and then we'll edit like some guy's face, to be wearing it. So
Okay,
like,
and you can edit my pool in the background
yeah,
I'll send
yeah,
you
that's
I'll,
perfect.
I'll send you a picture of my pool.
Okay, I can't wait to see that. Whatever picture you send me, some
What
screenshot from the Architectural Digest or something.
do you mean? That's where I live.
Yep.
Well, it's hard for this
I'm not disputing.
boathouse.
But so I want to go to, yeah, continuing down that personal route. So we touched on a few things. So the algorithm stuff, I'm not sure if you remember, that kind of triggered something known within the community as adpocalypse, right? Do you know, does adpocalypse
No,
ring a
I don't
bell?
know it. Give me the deets.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, a lot of those algorithm things in YouTube, YouTube were kind of filling with their algorithms, and again, a lot of this kind of this the seed for this was planted in 2012, and it's
Hmm.
been a long ongoing saga. So my memory on it isn't 100%, but so they kind of tweaked their algorithm. Mainly, the main thing they've done was to kind of promote videos that succeeded well in watch time over views. So no longer did like a small viral video like, I don't know, Charlie bit my finger or something, or that sneezing panda, or you remember those classic YouTube
Mm.
videos that were like a few seconds or like a couple
Cool.
of minutes long and got loads and loads of views, right? No longer would those kind of videos succeed, and instead it's all about watch time. So obviously it's the same with a lot of kind of social medias and that kind of thing, that these companies are realizing they want to retain our attention. So they kind of tweak their algorithms. So particularly videos over 10 minutes long were getting featured and more kind of like viewers kind of channeled to them than like smaller kind of punchy videos. So you could have a really, really good video that was like well done and researched and edited that lasts like 8 minutes long, but you could have a very sensationalist kind of 10-minute video that dragged itself over the 10-minute mark, and that would probably get more views.
Okay.
Um, but that when I talk about has YouTube peaked, is those kind of cultural shifts in the website that make you think, well, I like the kind of old days of YouTube, that kind of thing, possibly. And
Oh,
so,
I remember them.
yeah, in that sense. Whereas now, I don't know if you notice, like a lot of videos, they stretch to get to the 10-minute mark, like 10
They
minute and
do.
1 second
Yeah.
long. And you watch a video, um, particularly like so at the moment, like we've had to watch a lot of videos on like how to record podcast audio, right? And
Uh,
watch a lot of tutorials, and some of them they waffle, like, and you can see they're trying to get to like make their videos longer just so they can get more views. And God, it's one of the most frustrating things, especially when you're trying
Honestly,
to.
if you're watching those tutorial videos, I don't think people speak slower in any other. They're like, okay, guys, you want to record uh, Audacity audio. It's a fucking nightmare. Don't ever
Oh
go
my
for it.
God! And then
Don't
you
watch
start
them.
skipping through it, and then you miss a
Oh,
bit of
and then
vital
you miss
information.
it, and then oh god, it was a nightmare. Honestly, oh
You know
the
what was worse? I don't know if you remember, but there was the old tutorial videos. People don't seem to do it so much these days, where they would get like the notepad out on their desktop, and they would type in like the tutorial, like instead of talking down the mic. So they would be like, hello,
what?
today I'm going to do a
Oh
tutorial
god,
on,
no, no,
how
no.
to record audio through whatever piece of software. But rather than saying it, they would type that whole thing out on the notepad, really painstakingly slow. And you just have to sit there and watch someone type words on the screen. And that was how they done tutorials. You never experienced those?
I never. I mean, I would have gone off that video so far. Sorry, I was a bit struck by how awful that was.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you didn't, because they were terrible. But thankfully, people don't do that. A lot of things, what they do nowadays is they use those like text to speech software, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
those are nearly as bad, to be fair.
Here's a fun question. Do you
Mm,
reckon that those script writing algorithm robots?
yeah,
Do you reckon that could ever work on YouTube? Like you could have like a robot that makes a YouTube video.
like an AI that could like kind of
Yeah,
like
and
scan all the different YouTube videos and stuff, and then kind of create
like,
a YouTube video, like
absolutely.
AI YouTube video.
Oh my god, that would be.
What would it look
What would it
like
come
though?
up with? Well, let's have a let's let. Oh, this is kind of fun. Let's brainstorm it. Like, what do you think it would come up with? It would take obviously PewDiePie. It would be like, okay, that's the most successful, and it would analyze that, and it'd be like, okay, so gaming related.
Right.
And then I guess it would look at what like people like Mr.
So
Beast
Ella.
and things like that. And then yeah,
Yeah.
it would have to consider as well. So it would be some horrible kind of in-game makeup related challenge. I bet you
Minecraft.
that's what it would be. It would be called like gameplay of gameplay challenge. Can we do this in Architectural Digest.
while planting a million trees.
Exactly, it would be sort of weird, wouldn't it? Like, oh my god.
Well, the thing is, if you coded the AI to just take a general snapshot of YouTube and then create a video, it would be an absolute mess. I think you'd have to
I
choose
really
to
want
go
to see
down a
it.
certain avenue. So you'd be like, okay, like take an amalgamation of all like the gaming YouTubers and then create a gaming video. You can, because if you
Oh,
like
but
start
maybe it would just be
combining like
YouTube. Maybe it would just be what
vlogging,
YouTube Rewind is.
yeah, and mess is what YouTube Rewind is. So
Do you want to go on to YouTube Rewind? I was interested. You said you wanted to talk about it earlier. I want to hear you talk about it now. What do you not like about
yeah,
YouTube Rewind?
um, okay. There was a certain more stuff on Adpocalypse I wanted to go into, but if you we can come back to it if you want. It's I mean we're segueing all over the place, so
No, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Come on.
there are some really interesting stuff in Apocalypse, but I will come back because yeah, YouTube Rewind. We're still obviously going down that more kind of cultural side of YouTube, so we are on topic. I how long have you kind of watched YouTube Rewind for, right? Because
I
I
watched the
think
Will Smith one, and that was
right.
it.
So you've only kind of jumped on YouTube Rewind recently.
Yeah.
Because okay, so I'm someone who has probably watched YouTube Rewind since about maybe 2015, maybe 2016, possibly. I think.
So hold on, explain. Sorry, explain to me what YouTube Rewind is, because I'm still not entirely sure. I thought it was just a video they upload at the end of the year of all the best highlights of YouTube.
I wish. Well, it's the thing is, so YouTube Rewind is made by YouTube. It's their kind of thing that they create at the end of the year as like a representation of like a nostalgic look back of the year of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, so it's made by YouTube. It's not like some kind of collaboration with YouTube. It's made by them, which is the kind of first interesting point because it's really what how YouTube wants to be seen by the outside world as such. Um, so you can really read a lot into that. Like I and doing some research for this podcast, I saw someone describe YouTube Rewind as just a big advert for potential kind of advertisers. So
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
because if you're going to be like, oh, if you're a big company and you want to put your adverts on YouTube, that's the perfect thing to look at, right? So I
Hmm.
think YouTube are very kind of aware of that. But what has happened with over the years is if you look at the like to dislike ratio on YouTube Rewind, it
I
becomes
mean,
more and more and more heavily on the dislike side. So much so that I'm sure you know that this most recent YouTube Rewind was the most disliked video on YouTube,
hilarious.
which
You
is
think of
hilarious.
all the kind of hate speech and everything that goes on YouTube, and then
Yeah.
it's YouTube Rewind that gets the
Well, you know what was the most disliked before then?
no.
It was Justin Bieber's Baby.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember. Yeah,
And the
yeah, yeah.
funny thing was, right, is that people were like logging into their old accounts and stuff, and they were taking their dislikes off Justin Bieber's video and putting them onto YouTube Rewind.
Amazing.
And it was one of the most beautiful kind of examples of like a joint community effort on YouTube to dislike YouTube Rewind. Well, it would have been YouTube in 2019, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
the thing is, I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm also quietly, with the volume off, watching the YouTube Rewind from 2018, and I have no idea who anybody is. And it's
I think
so garbage. It's
is KS around.
garbage.
I feel like he's on there. I remember him.
I honestly,
I
it's
think like the
garbage.
Paul brothers. Did they get on there? I think they might have done.
I haven't recognized anybody so far. I wanted to see where there's a cat playing the drums. What is happening?
The cat
What we
playing.
should
Oh god,
do,
it's like one of those
we
grumpy
should
cat things, isn't it? Hey, do
we
you
should
want to
do one
know
of
why
those.
you don't recognize them?
Go on. Oh wait, no, there's the slow mo guys. Wait, okay, I think those are that.
Classic,
Or the
yeah.
science guys. I recognize them. Sorry. Okay, keep going. Why I don't
Yeah,
recognize them?
right. The reason probably why you don't recognize them. Where are my stats? Right. So, uh, okay, this is as of December 2019. Um, I'll let you guess. So as of December 2019, so this has probably only gone up. Guess
Yeah.
how many channels there were with 1 million plus subscribers?
I'm gonna say over 100,000.
God, really? Okay, much less.
Okay. That was a bit of a over ambition, but I'll go again.
This thing,
Uh,
1 million plus subscribe like channels that have over 1 million subscribers.
Okay, maybe 700.
Okay, right, that's better. So you kind of shot very low and shot very high. It's 16,000.
16,000 channels. So that's
Yeah.
16. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty good.
Just think, but like that's 16,000 individual channels that have over 1 million subscribers. So imagine that, because I remember like back in, I don't know, like when
So
I
wait,
first
sorry, is
started
that the
watching
statistic?
YouTube.
Is that the statistic now?
That's
16,000 now.
just December 2019, so it's
Oh,
probably got.
okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But I remember going on YouTube and I could probably count the million plus subscribed channels on my hands when I first went on YouTube, probably back in
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fucking like 2009 or something. I don't know. I can't
What would
remember
have
when
been
I
like
first watched.
KSI?
KSI probably didn't even
Uh,
have 1 million back then. I don't know. Like
yeah,
it was
maybe.
like equals free. Oh god, there was it um like Shane Dawson and like those kind of channels.
Yeah.
Um oh god, there was a few, and I think I would remember them back in the day, but lots of them I can't remember. There was some God, there was this like Hollywood like gossip channel called What the Buck that was like really big back in the day. Yeah, but I say you could probably count like the million plus subscriber channels on
Yeah.
one hand, like back in like the
Do you
noughties.
count though the music channels,
No,
right?
that's an
Like, because
interesting thing as well.
they're cheating.
They're cheating.
Well, like they're like if you think of like let's just think of a video that's probably got over what, like bad guy. It's got over 10.10 million views. Like, that's a song that's
Oh,
got the advantage of having multiple platforms to help it.
yeah, well, I guess because any kind of like singer, songwriter, artist, or whatever that come onto YouTube have already got an established platform. The
Yeah.
thing with if you're counting the views of like songs on YouTube as well, that people will keep replaying the same song, right? They don't just listen to it once and not never listen to it again.
Hmm.
Like if you're watching like I don't- like a gaming video or something, unless it's a really really good one, you're probably going to watch that video once and then you're not going to watch it again. You're going to watch the next one. Obviously with like yeah, with music, they're gonna have hundreds of millions of views, but probably actually if you break down how many individual people are watching it, it's not gonna be nowhere near that number. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a slightly different way of looking at it. But I did hear someone talking about like the general kind of traffic of YouTube and like I don't know how much is it, like a good half of YouTube is just people listening to songs.
Yeah. I bet. And like, uh, it's a clever platform for like for musicians because they also upload like tours of their own stuff. Like I know Shane Dawson, no, not Shane Dawson. What's his name? Will Smith and
Mm.
other people. They've converted their YouTube channels to be more than just videos of. I don't know why I went Will Smith. I feel like I could have gone with a better musician. Ariana Grande. She uploads videos of her like behind the scenes and stuff like that.
Was it her who started off? I can't remember who it was. There was like something that like started off just posting YouTube videos and then they kind of got signed. It was like a really big. It might have been like Justin Bieber or someone like that.
Could be. I don't
Like back
know.
when he was like 16 or something. It
Uh,
might have been someone like that who actually just literally just posted videos of them singing on YouTube and then they then suddenly got famous kind of outside of it.
it's kind of insane.
It is insane. But the reason why I wanted to, well, why I wrote down that statistic of 16,000 channels with over 1 million subscribers was because relaying it back to YouTube Rewind is that how do you create? I mean, how long you had the video up? How long was that video that you watched? Like 8 minutes or
It's
something?
Yeah, it's about yeah, it was about 8 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Not that long. How do you? We'll go with that. So how do you make an 8 minute video representing the year of YouTube when you've got approximately 16,000 people that have very very big viewerships, right? So I think how many YouTubers actually in that? Quite a few, like well over 100 YouTubers probably in YouTube Rewind, right? Because they only appear for like a few seconds, right? A lot of them.
Mm.
Um, but still, like, how can you represent YouTube in an 8 minute video when you have 16,000 channels that have that much of a large viewership? Like, if your subscriber channel's got over 1 million subscribers, you in your head they're quite a big deal, right? But they might be, YouTube might like just even consider them.
Yeah, just shove 'em under the bus.
under the bus. Exactly.
Yeah, and who makes those decisions at the end of the day? Is it the algorithm or is it a person?
Well, in terms of YouTube Rewind, obviously,
People, yeah.
yes, of course, there's some kind of algorithm creating YouTube Rewind. I would like to see that though, but yeah,
Uh,
that's why. So if you go in the comments, everybody's like, "Oh, where's so and so? Where's my, insert favorite YouTuber here and whatever." It's like you're never
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
satisfy
You're
everybody.
never going to put them all in. Well, you should just do a
So
screenshot. You just do a screenshot of every single YouTuber.
how boring would that be? But the point is that they're trying to make YouTube look good to kind of outside companies and that kind of thing. Essentially, YouTube
Well,
Rewind
YouTube is
has become corporate.
well, yeah. The thing is, YouTube is a TV company. It's not a platform sharing site. It's like imagine it's like Netflix. It was Netflix before
Yeah,
anything like that existed, and it's a very clever business model.
it is.
And I
It
read
is.
somewhere that the guy who made YouTube sold it for like 25 million pounds.
There's so many. There's so many of those.
Imagine what it's worth.
Wasn't it that Google either got sold for 10 million or it nearly got sold for 10 million back in
God
the
knows.
day? And now it's like, well, Google owns YouTube, doesn't it? So now it's,
Yeah, it does.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
and other things. It's huge. But there's so many of those stories, isn't there? Like of like companies like in their kind of early stages, nearly getting sold for pennies by how much they're worth in today's standards.
Oh,
My God, if you had a time machine and 10 million pounds, I would buy
oh, mate, 100%. Hey, I'd probably invest in Apple.
Apple. Yeah. Which is a
Yeah,
bigger company, Apple, Apple
Apple's
or
still the biggest, I think, in the world right now.
not Amazon?
No, I think it's still Apple.
Yeah. It surprises me, right? Because I
Mm.
feel like Google have got their fingers in far more pies than Apple does, but I don't know.
Otherwise, I love that expression. Anyway, Kieran, but the original question, I
Yeah.
think we started with this podcast
What was
was,
it again?
has YouTube peaked?
Yeah.
And from what I think we've chatted about, I think no.
Fuck knows. Uh, well, obviously the reason why I was bringing in YouTube Rewind because obviously it's a good yearly representation of YouTube, or at least from the corporate side of YouTube, um, what it wants to be. And in terms of thinking, has it peaked culturally? Look at the likes to dislike ratios on some of the original YouTube rewinds. Look at like 2016, even
Yeah.
2017. They were well received.
But I think that that's more, but they're still getting massive viewership. The fact that
But people are
10,
just looking
15
at them
million
as
people
the daily.
dislike that video shows that, it's
Is that what
difficult.
you think?
You love to hate it. You hate to love it.
Yeah, but I think it really represents where YouTube is trying to take the platform, and that is to a more advertiser-friendly, corporate kind of place, right? And that's why
Yeah.
I was talking about with Adpocalypse, right? Is that a lot of the reason why Adpocalypse happens is I don't know if you remember PewDiePie's Fiverr video where he got those people in the jungle to write a very offensive kind of message on a piece of paper.
I never
Uh,
watched it, no.
right. Right. Well, he got some them to write a kind of
Yeah, you said
quote
it. Yeah, yeah.
anti-Semitic message onto there.
Great. Nice.
Right. Just the point, the premise of the video was there's a website called Fiverr where you basically pay someone quid and they'll do whatever, and then they'll post a video of them doing it. And so he wanted to see how far he could take this website, and so
Yeah.
he thought, okay, I'm going to think of something really harsh and offensive. I'm going to see if these guys, if I pay them a Fiverr, if they're going to write this on a piece of paper and film it.
Hmm.
And they did, and so that was the kind of the joke is that they were willing to write this like offensive thing on there. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to say it.
Don't
People,
say it.
it's very
Maybe
well,
don't say it. Maybe don't say it. We don't need to be.
it's very
Uh,
well known. It's very well
yeah.
known, and I mean, like I have no problem quoting it, but like, yeah. Anyway, Um, so they done that. That was the whole premise of the joke. It wasn't PewDiePie's opinion. It was just trying to see how far he could get this website to go. And it was, it was an edgy, dark joke, whatever. But it prompted a lot of advertisers to pull out of YouTube. A lot of like channels were just getting automatically like having their adverts blocked, demonetized, and it just created a lot of unrest in the community. And that I think happened maybe around like 2016 or something. Um, but really, YouTube hasn't really recovered from that, to be honest. as you know, as an industry. The algorithms are still constantly being fiddled with. YouTubers are still kind of very there's still a kind of a lot of unrest. Videos get automatically demonetized, and they're losing money and that kind of thing. And so that's a big kind of cultural shift in
Yeah.
YouTube. And the part of that is also then they're trying to make the YouTube more appealing to mainstream audiences. So a lot of like talk show, like late night talk shows and stuff. Like if you go on like the trending page on YouTube, you'll see like James Corden's like
Yeah, Jeff Allen, that kind of
kara-
stuff. Yeah.
karaoke probably was it carpool karaoke and all that crap. Right, which if you think a few years ago, you never got that kind of thing on YouTube and whatever. So there's a big kind of cultural shift happening in YouTube. So that's why you could kind of make the argument that it's peaked in that sense that it's like its focus is more on the corporate side rather than the individual creator, is what you could argue.
Yeah. But I mean, anything like that is always going to become more corporate. Like it couldn't be focused on the creator forever. And I think, especially if Google are running it nowadays, that they're going to be pushing for their best interests rather than those of the creators. Like the creators are basically pawns, slaves to Google, aren't they? Really?
Well, in a sense, and you look at the other side of it, is that what other website is going to host all these videos for free? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, more videos
Pornhub.
are uploaded. Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I've got my premium account, so I'm contributing.
Oh no! Someone utilized the lockdown special. Oh god.
No, I haven't succumbed yet. But like more videos are uploaded to YouTube in a day that you could watch in a lifetime. I mean, think if that's got to go on a server somewhere, right? So YouTube is hosting all those videos for free. Like you try and buy your own domain and host a video on your own website that is getting millions of traffic. You'll have to pay out a lot monthly to keep that running. So like YouTube is letting you do that all for free. Like culturally side, ignored for a second. It's a great platform in that sense that it lets you do whatever really. Like, well, not whatever, but yeah. I hear a lot of
Oh,
rustling in the background.
sorry. I
Take
might.
the recorder out.
No, on the. I kind of fell off my chair a minute a second ago.
You fell off your chair. So I was just dropping the truth bombs and then
I
knocked
was
the chair.
listening. I just sort of fell, and then I was just trying to get back up. Sorry, that was my bad. Maybe this would be a good time to wrap it up because I've hurt my bum.
Oh God, I didn't realize as
um,
well.
but I guess
That's a
going
shame.
back to the original point was, I mean, where do we see YouTube going into the future? Because like, look how much has changed in 10 years.
Yeah, I think
So whether it will still be relevant, I think it probably will. I think it'll probably still be. I think it's
show
become the
signs of
norm. I think
dropping.
it's like the cinema. I think it's always going to be there. I think it's always going to be profitable. And but I think the thing that will change will be the people who are on it, and like they'll die, and then people will. I guess it's like a new console generation.
Yeah, well, I think as a platform, it doesn't show any signs of stopping. Like
Like, are
the
people going to be
views are
watching Pewdie? Are people going to be watching PewDiePie when he's 60?
this is what something I'm curious about, right? Because there's YouTubers that I watch right now that
Yeah.
I've subscribed to since about maybe 2010, 2011. And I still watch them, and they like some of them are like into their 40s now. Like obviously they
Hmm.
weren't, you know, when they first started the channel. And I just think like, wow, actually like a 40-year-old YouTuber is kind of old really
Yeah,
by YouTube
100%.
standards.
And then, like, but
I
I
mean,
guess as
right?
we
You're
get
still
older, as their
42.
viewers get older, does that mean
Well, that's it, because like you could get a generation of people who are kind of getting older and growing with the platform, really.
Yeah,
But because it's just interesting, or whether they would then, if you kind of reach a certain age, and then you kind of culturally drop off and find something else to look at, really. But I mean, I don't, I still watch it fairly regularly and whatever, and I don't see myself stopping at whatever.
no,
But
but
it's interesting, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, will
yeah,
YouTube
I think.
60-year-old YouTubers? I can't wait until like PewDiePie is that age. Yeah, will he
Oh,
retire?
hilarious! I can't wait. The Mr. Beast does the Zimmer frame challenge or something like that. Can't wait. But I
Yeah,
guess time will tell, and we'll probably still be doing the podcast. So
yeah. Still, well, probably still be doing that podcast. And I've got some damning stats for you on subscribers of smaller channels like this one, for example. So channels with 10 to 100 subscribers, there are 18 million of them. Uh,
wow,
18 million. channels between that ratio. In fact, you can't get the stats for channels with less than 5 subscribers, I think, because the YouTube just literally doesn't even pick them up on when they're taking their stats.
Oh Lord.
So there's probably even more of those. And there's 7 million channels that are between 100 and 1,000 subscribers. So still quite a large chunk. And then if you want to have over 100K subscribers, it drops down to 160,000 people. So that's a big drop off. So people kind of breaking through
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
it's interesting.
threshold. As you say,
1
yeah.
in 100,000 chance then of getting there.
So 31 million in total between 1,000 and 10 subscribers. So 31 million into 160,000 people have made it over 100K. I don't know what
Blimey.
that is a percentage, but that's a good 30 million people not making it to 100K.
Well,
So it's very saturated. It's very, very saturated as a platform. But I guess that's also testament to its popularity. So you can't
and
complain too
also it's a
much.
credit to those who actually make it and have done a good job with it.
Now they got lucky. Fuck them.
They did.
They got lucky.
So happy to end on that note. They got lucky.
Okay,
I
am I
think
being
they
honest? Yeah.
did.
Well, a bit of both. I'll end it on that.
Well, there's only one thing I've got left to say, Kieran.
Go on. I'm waiting.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't
Oh,
hear
I was playing the
anything.
recorder. Hold on.
I didn't
Wait.
hear it.
Hold on, let me do that bit again.
Go on.
Right, there's only one way I want to end this, Kieran.
What's that? Hey,
There
that's
you
beautiful,
go.
man. That's a wrap.
Thank you very much for listening. If you
Okay.
got this far,
Yeah. Congrats if you
follow
did.
us on all the social medias. We're at fuck. We can't even plug the YouTube channel because I'm not even set it up yet.
Why would you plug a YouTube channel that someone's already on?
Yeah, so just sub to the channel that you're listening to.
Yeah.
Also
And
sub to Pick Out Point. Follow me on Twitter at HowardMichael77, Instagram Mike Howard77. And Kieran, do you want to plug yourself?
I just want to say, if you did get this far, thank you, because obviously this is our first podcast, and
Yes,
you say
we're
you
learning.
say yes, we are, and they say you need to do about 100 podcasts before you really get good at it. So, number one, I mean, what can I
9
say?
to go.
Exactly, yeah. But I think we bumbled through it at times and segued quite crazily.
Segues are
But
good though. We don't want to stay on one topic for too long.
no, I suppose not. But yeah, as I say, we kind of bumbled through a bit, but we made it, and it's only going to get better, I think. So like I
And
said,
it's a
thank you.
shame. It's a shame that our third member of the podcast, Craig, said nothing throughout.
Ah, Craig, dear
He's
Craig,
got shy. He'll come on one day. All right.
listening intently.
Well, thanks for listening.
Okay, cheers. See you next time.